Well, welcome to day 5 of our reflections on generosity. And today we're going to be looking at the practice of tithing. In Malachi 3:10, it says, "Bring the whole tithe into the storehouse." This passage from Malachi is a call to return to the disciplines of faith, including tithing, which is given a portion, and that's traditionally been 10% of one's earning back to God's work through the church or religious community. It is presented not only as a duty, but as an act of trust in God's provision. The storehouse in the ancient Israel was part of the temple, where goods were stored to provide for the priests and for the needy. This system ensured that there was always enough to meet the community needs, and illustrating a communal aspect to tithing. The prophet challenges the people to test God's faithfulness by being obedient in tithing, promising that it will lead to an abundant blessings that overflow. And modern readers can draw a parallel here with investing in their faith communities or witnessing to the result of growth and provision, not only for themselves, but for their wider community. So as we reflect on the purpose of tithing, as it applies to our lives and our spiritual community, it's not just about fulfilling the requirement, but about participating in the supporting of communal life and ministry. Tithing can be seen as a spiritual practice that strengthens our faith through regular, disciplined giving. So, as we review our finances and to determine a realistic amount that we can dedicate to tithing, while the traditional amount is 10% of your income, the focus should be on the regularity and the sincerity of the contribution rather than the amount. So let's ensure that the decision is sustainable and reflects a meaningful sacrifice rather than reluctant obligation. So as we decide how you will manage your tithing each month, and many churches and organisations now offer digital options for submitting tithes, which can help with establishing a routine. Setting up a recurring donation can automate the process and help you stay consistent. So as we write down our intentions for tithing in a journal, let's reflect on how this practice affects your relationship with money, your faith community and your spiritual life, and consider how regular giving influences your attitudes towards material resources and your trust in God's provision. And as we discuss our thoughts and experiences with tithing with other people like mentors or a friend who also practice in tithing, this can provide an additional insight and encouragement. Learning how others handle the challenges and blessings of tithing can deepen our understanding and the commitment to this practice. So as we pray for the discipline to stick with our tithing plan and for the trust to believe in God's provision, let's ask for blessings on the funds you give and for them to be used wisely by your church or organisation to further God's work. So by actively engaging in the practice of tithing, you participate in a time-honoured Christian discipline that enhances your spiritual growth and supports your community. It's an exercise in faith, discipline and community support that can lead to profound personal and communal transformation. So there's plenty to think about in this daily reflection today. Maybe it's just to give it a little time and just sit down with a piece of paper and just write down the things that you've learnt and that have encouraged you. So until tomorrow, I look forward to sharing with you further on this great subject of generosity.